One. We've got RIP Takeoff. We've got Liftoff and condolences. Takeoff. Condolences. To his family, rather. All right, y'all, we're going to unpack. We got a lot to unpack here today. So if y'all stand by and please like, share, subscribe in the interim. We got to do some house cleaning. He did it ELWAY. Huh? Did he do it? Is it reckless homicide? Is it tragic accident? Huh? What if John Moran had done the same thing? Would there be different types of coverage? That's what we own. And then we got RIP Takeoff. My bad. Shilo fired his dad. And we got a lot more in Spolitricks to unpack here today, y'all. So please like, share, subscribe. Karen's going to run some pregame videos for your enjoyment as we like, share, and subscribe ourselves and get prepared for the show. The show starts in 5 minutes. Link is pinned in the chat. Open panel. Panel is open. Let's do it.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You at 20, Muhammad Ali at 20. Who wins this fight?
No man like him. Say from a boxing perspective, Ali is a fucking animal. He looks more like a model than a fighter, but what he is, he's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex with a pretty face. He's just mean and evil, and he'll take you in deep waters and drown you. It's not muscle memory, it's concentration. It's him doing it. Pop, 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 pop. I can't beat that, man. Hell fucking no.
That's paying homage to those that came before you. But LeBron James, on the other hand, running around talking about he's the GOAT, knowing you ain't fucking with no Michael Jordan. How about doing like everybody else and pay homage to the GOAT? See, you come off less arrogant and an asshole if you would just say, Michael Jordan is a monster, because he was a monster. That was Black Jesus. Yeah, you don't want that tongue coming out towards you, do you? You couldn't even handle Kobe. I remember Kobe locked your ass up in the All-Star game. Learn some humility, you big-head, egotistical motherfucker.
Listening that you have a very strong opinion on LeBron versus Michael Jordan. We're in Chicago. I have to ask you what it is.
Yeah. Next question. No. Both great players.
Ryan Poles, general manager of the Chicago Bears, holding the 10th overall pick in this draft.
Here's your boy.
Where's he at on our board? I'm telling you, you have to ignore all this noise of like where people are gonna go.
Yeah.
You have to be completely blind to it.
Yeah, don't be watching the mock draft.
Which should be anyways, but I'm just like, I think there's a lot of stuff that doesn't really make sense.
Air quotes problematic.
Yeah, this ain't fantasy football.
The contracts, all of that stuff, that takes care of itself when you win. And actually, that's my biggest fear is winning fear more than it is anything else, because that's when it gets really hard. And
air quotes problematic.
My testicles, they like eased down and they put their hands right between my butt. Just pulled my drawers down and dug in my rectum.
The ringleader and now disgraced.
You play with M and you coach with Phil and work with Kobe. What's the difference between those two, in your opinion?
Right hand.
Why?
Well, Kobe would be going to the line to shoot 2. MJ was going to shoot and 1.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them knocks that Kobe had to shoot with 2 hands, when that knock would happen, MJ put that bad boy over here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's the difference, huh? Okay.
Over there.
Okay. I didn't hear that.
Man, I'm telling you, I done seen this brother make, like he going to do a crossover, and you. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's a nit right there, bro.
Come on. And then you have that engine. I'm telling you, I was with MJ 4.5 seasons or whatever. Never lost a suicide. Never.
Wow. Never lost a suicide.
Never.
It's crazy.
Never. No.
I was very, very angry because I was learning about the history of what happened to us. And that's what Roots did to me. It brought a lot of those feelings out of me. And I became very disturbed by it. And I became very angry, and I started to retaliate in school. And it took my mother to come to me and tell me, it's a history, it's something that you should never forget, but you can rise above it and make an impact and make a change and make people aware of the pain that we've endured. But at first I was very disturbed by it, and I retaliated in some ways, violently. We used to go to other pools, and he would take me, and as soon as I get in the pool, they would get out of the pool. You don't forget your heritage, but you move forward in trying to make a better life for everyone.
Facts.
And that you always want to be viewed as a person. Reach back and pull someone with you.
Facts. We were having a discussion, and you guys have become bougie. You don't want 12 wins in the regular season.
Yeah, I don't want 12 wins in that summer.
All right. I was watching, I forgot the show, but Danny Parkins was on there. He went on the national show, and at the end, he was like, he asked that dude, I think whose daughter was getting screwed by the video game and playing quarterback at Arizona.
Besides, and by the way, who do you think, because they told me that I was coming on after Brady. Be honest. Who's more handsome? Me or Brady? Me or Brady?
Hey, listen,
be honest.
The TV don't lie. Tom's good looking. I'm just going to tell you right there. He's pretty good looking.
All right, fine. I'll concede that one.
He's pretty good looking. Good.
Oh, man. Parkins started blushing. It was like if you asked Hugo about Donald Trump. He started blushing. He was like, well, Brady's handsome. He's handsome. Drop dead gorgeous. And you guys think we make all this up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Drop dead gorgeous.
All right, what's up, NASCAR fans? I don't know about y'all, but this President Obama is pissing me off. So I'm gonna do some dip and speak my mind. Today I'm gonna be dipping Vagisil regular strength anti-itch cream. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a big digger right there. So I'm pretty pissed off what I found out. I found out this Obama wants to put a bigger tax on gasoline.
That's when all the news came in about being in the South Park episode. Something about being poor and stupid was the theme of the episode.
Bring it on, Earnhardt. You scared of the competition? I'm just as poor and stupid as you. I'm gonna drive and I'm gonna go fast and I'm gonna turn to the left sometimes.
Can we just get back to the subject of racing, please?
Hell, bring it on, Danica. You dumb bitch. Think I can't steer left better than you?
That Ain't That Network. Everybody subscribe to That Ain't That Network, man. I'm telling you, those guys are putting some real conscious material out on YouTube. A lot of people aren't aware of their content, but these are some very smart people that's very conscience forward.
Hey, bros, what's going on? This is Cotton Eye. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Subscribe to make you feel good.
Bring a towel. When you get out of the water, you need to dry off right away to avoid catching a cold. That's why Tally says, don't forget to bring a towel.
Tally.
Okay. Thanks, Tally. You want to get high?
All right, y'all. We in the building. Appreciate you, Karen. Music, please. Thanks for your patience. Mouthpiece included.
TATN, TATN, TATN. Better guard your grill. TATN, TATN, TATN. Mouthpiece included. TATN, TATN, TATN. Better guard your grill. TATN, TATN, TATN. Mouthpiece included. TATN, TATN, TATN. Better guard your grill. TATN, TATN, TATN. Mouthpiece included. TATN, TATN, TATN. Better guard your grill. TATN, TATN, TATN.
ESPN. Before we start, we got to say blah, 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 blah. The podcast, anything you hear today is blah, 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 blah. All right. Doesn't affect the sponsors and stuff like that. All right. Welcome to Mouthpiece Included. This is the pod where we unpack Spolitricks. That's your spots, your Hottopics, everything in between, found within the collapsible superposition. Welcome to another deep dive into the intersection of spots, power, and controversy. Today we're unpacking three major headlines that have sparked out the debate, emotion, and reflection across the sports world. First, the tragic incident involving the GOAT, in many people's eyes, John GOAT ELWAY's golf cart incident. Was it an accident? A moment that reminds us how quickly life can change, even for legends such as Shedeur Sanders. Then we turn to Shilo Sanders, who made waves by reportedly firing his father. Shilo, no, I am your father. You're fired, Dad. No, I am your father. So Coach Prime has been fired in a stunning twist that has people like myself speculating about, family dynamics, especially within the copper diaspora and locker room authority. All right. Respect my authority. And to round things out, we're ranking our top 5 NBA coaches of all time, placing them in historical context. I do not have a copper-colored coach on my top 5 list. Shame on me. Okay. Maybe Ace or anyone who pulls up will dig a copper-colored NBA coach out of the crawl. Bill Russell stands out, but I don't know. All right. Placing them in historical context while examining how these coaches shape the game we all love. Is coach Pop atop the list? Beyond the surface headlines, these stories tap into deeper themes of influence, leadership, and the shifting landscape of sports culture, whether it's the personal decisions of an iconic football fan, the tragic reminders of life's unpredictability, time ain't long, y'all, or the legacy of coaching greatness. Each of these topics connects to broader questions about the nature of authority, loyalty, and excellence. And of course, we can't ignore Spolitricks, the intricate web of spots, politics, media narratives, and strategic power plays that shape public perception of these figures and their decisions. We got some tweets from Donald Trump, the ultimate pink man. So get ready for an episode packed with insight, debate, and fresh perspectives. We're dissecting the drama, weighing the impact, and peeling back the layers of stories that go beyond the box score. Whether you're here for the history, the controversy, controversy, all right, or the cultural analysis, this episode promises to deliver something for every listener. So let's jump in. The panel is open. I've taken the time to pin the link in the chat. So if you still have those gonads that you came into this world with, allegedly, pull up, excrete your excrement. So stand down, stand back, stand by, or pull up. Pull the F up. But if you do pull up, don't forget to bring your mouthpiece, which my mouthpiece is at large right now. If anyone finds my mouthpiece, please drop a comment in the chat. Okay. Smash that like button. Let's keep it pushing. The views expressed in today's pod are those of the hosts and guests and are not necessarily reflective of ESPN or TATN or any of our affiliates. So grab your mouthpiece and let's get this show on the road. Big ups to Ancestral Echoes. Big ups. All right. Let's go ahead and get Big Ace in the building. Perennial nominee for Dad of the Year. I mean, we can give it to him every year, but I mean,
controversy.
Wouldn't be fair to all the other dads. Wouldn't be fair to all the other dads if we give it to him every year. Yeah, controversy. All right, fella, give me some hubbub out there, fella.
There's plenty of great dads out there. Great moms too, but plenty of great dads. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy May Day.
Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Sunday. Yeah, man, everything's good here in Shy. Hopefully we can get some warm weather soon.
Cerveza.
See?
Cerveza.
Plenty of cerveza as muy.
Mole. Carne asada. Well, when I be talking to my Spanish brothers about food, boy, they get all the food and beer.
Yeah, that's all they drink. They work all weekend. Saturday, drink beer, or Friday night.
Yeah.
Get plenty of cerveza.
Yeah. Hop up in a pickup truck and get behind the wheel.
You can't say that here on YouTube. That they're driving a little cerveza-ized down the streets of LA or any city that they're in just because it's Cinco de Mayo. Well, actually, it's because it's fried.
Hey, happy belated birthday, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it. Took another spin around the moon, around the sun, and here I am. Every day is a blessing, and thanks to all that wish me a happy birthday on Thursday. May the 1st is tourist season. All you tourists out there, let's get it. We're doing it all month.
What's your rising?
Man.
What's your rising sign? Yeah, it's not enough to tell anybody your sign anymore. What's your rising? I don't know.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, what is everybody?
Happy Sunday.
All right, y'all. Well, we had a poll that we did take the time to put up on the channel. So you guys, I'll drop this link in the chat here so you can vote. The poll we got going there, fella. Who will be the face of the WNBA in 2028? So that'll give Juju time for that, knee to get better. So we're saying 2028.
Bruh?
Caitlin, Drop Dead Gorgeous Clark. Those are your options.
She's Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Drop Dead Gorgeous. Smart. Works hard.
Works harder than all the rest.
Nobody expects her to be as athletic as the other ones.
Talented.
No. Yeah, she's got to work twice as hard. All right.
She can run off and she's smart.
Smart. All right. Second option. Angel in the Sky Reese. Okay.
Yeah, she'll be gone from the sky by 28.
Third, she wants to be in LA. Third option, Juju Bean Watkins. All right. Fourth option, unsure rubbing bum on fence. Right now, fella, 0% have voted for the Chicago Sky. Love the name Sky. I got to get some Sky jerseys. That was my mom's.
Sure.
But 0% have voted for Angel, and we have a big Chicago fan base on TATN. 0% are unsure, rubbing bum on fence, meaning Diesel has not voted yet.
Because he's going to definitely rub his bum.
Now we've got 25% have chimed in for Drop Dead Gorgeous Clark, and 75% so far are going with Juju Bean Watkins. Tell us later, Ace. We're going to reveal who we put in. Mark Daniels says you are hilarious. All right. Well, thank you very much, Brother Daniels. I appreciate your support as well, my brother. All right. So I just dropped the poll. You guys can participate. Won't cost you a thing. All right.
If you ain't get this swing. Shoebop.
Do that. All right. Big ups to Kyrie's mom. Your stepmom is in my business. Your stepmom is in my business. All right, let go. So she was able to negotiate this man a 3-year, $126 million deal. Big ups to Kyrie. He got some money in his dad's pocket through his current wife. What do you have to say about that? Because I said on this show, Ace, part of what was bothering Shador is the fact that he wanted to represent himself. And you're messing things up. It's like a new flashy kid comes on the block. He don't want to buy his shit, quote unquote, from the plug. You know what I mean? He want to get it from the Cinco de Mayos. You know what I'm trying to say? Which is fine, but the money ain't rotating is what we was trying to, what they allegedly.
Yeah.
I'm off track here. But my point is, they mentioned that was an issue with why Shador slid so low. But what's your takes on this African American queen? Okay, being able to negotiate contracts of $126 million, and should she maybe get some other clients by now?
She should. I mean, come on, man. It's the NBA contract. It's maxed out for his experience and what he's willing to sign for. So it's not a lot to it. She is a certified agent, so that's great. She can get part of the bag instead of it going to someone else who has no interest in Kyrie. And also, she can get clients, but based on her relationship with him. All it normally takes is a foot in the door, and we normally don't get the foot in the door because there's not a lot of black agents, and you're forced to.
But I don't think she went. I don't think she went to some prestigious university and
she didn't have to
work for some prestigious law firm, Laventhal, Horowitz, and Schwartzberg.
She doesn't have to be a sports agent. She's got to go through the training and accreditation for the NBA, and she can represent him, and she can have the lawyers in the meeting being paid hourly as opposed to a percentage to look over the contracts, and then get her done.
Stepmom, right? We hear a lot about stepdad. Rarely hear about stepmom. So apparently it seems like there was some sort of situation. I don't know what happened to his biological mom. I don't know. But maybe the dad raised Kyrie and then remarried, right? Why didn't he hire his biological mom? You got any information on this? Or your sources telling you anything?
My inside sources haven't told me yet that Kyrie mom doesn't want to be a sports agent. So, but we're going to send them to her city next week and try and investigate this factor phenomenon that why this blessing was bestowed upon the stepmom. But maybe the stepmom voiced interest in his career in this type of
probably raised him. Yeah, probably raised him. Be a great question for somebody to ask Kyrie if he wants to get into that. But I always assumed it was his mom, and then I looked. I'm like, oh, stepmom. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, if dad raised him and stepmom was integral in his development as a young man, and she voiced interest in becoming an agent in the NBA, and he would be the inroad to that with his contract that was foolproof.
Yeah, maybe we'll have Karen do some research because I can't assume that she doesn't have a law degree, and you know what I mean. I just made a lot of assumptions because she's copper colored.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
it's not fair to her.
She necessarily doesn't have to have one, is what I'm saying.
No, I hear you, but she could very well have a master's degree for all.
Yeah, she could have went to Harvard Business Law and all that. Correct. Warford School of Business, blah blah blah, and
for all I know,
and come right out like, yeah, Kyrie, I've completed all my training. Now it's time to get paid, and we can keep this next contract all in the family. And what opposition would you have to that?
Well, you shouldn't unless you're cutting out the biological mom, but that's none of my business. Here we go. Your mom is none of my business. None of my business. All right. So go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Your mom's in my business.
So everybody's talking about pop, soda pop. We call it pop in Chicago. I'm in LA now, so soda pop is what I can go with. You got Popovich. Everyone's I don't know if he's sick, and I hope not. I'm not speaking that into existence, but everyone's talking like this guy's passed away. They said he's moving on to be president of the team.
Yeah, why not?
Listen to the sad music. But all right, this is a tribute that the Spurs put out, fair use for Popovich, and I think he deserves this. So here we go. sad music. You know? I mean, this is after you slam your helicopter into a mountain. Music.
Yeah, getting promoted upstairs. They're kicking him upstairs, and you know, the day-to-day grinding as a coach. Maybe is weighing on.
Wait. When you say they're kicking him upstairs, are you saying they're firing him because he's old and like, all right,
No,
it's a backdoor way to fire him, bro? Because he's old in the crawl.
Well, I mean, this is the season to take. He's a mature coach, but this is the season to take off and move upstairs and keep rebuilding the team. Wembanyama is not playing, so didn't finish the season. You got to wait to see how that injury is going to take hold of him. So yeah, go ahead and slide upstairs, and we'll see what happens next year and see when Wemby comes back and how strong or not strong he'll be. And you can instill the Popovich way on the San Antonio Spurs from the front office position.
Well, Wemby is the second coming of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. They said he'd return.
Hold on.
No, you guys came on here talking about Ant-Man and all types of other people, and I should be able to talk about this freak of nature, MVP.
Ant-Man is in the playoffs.
My point is this. Wembanyama, bro. He's the second coming. He had a similar. Michael Jeffrey Jordan had a injury setback early in his career, and that brings that hunger, that brings that thirst. You take away what they love the most, and then when they come back, he's a male. He's not trying to make friends. You might be think he's soft just because he's French. You know what I mean? Which I can understand.
He's a big man. He's got brittle bones. I mean, I understand that, but he's going to be parts of him physically that will be tough on longevity if he keeps,
He's the second coming. All right. Give me your top five. I'm going to go through my top five coaches of all time. Initially, I had Steve Kerr as my number 5, but I'm going to drop him down to a honorable mention. Miliak was consulting with me, and we agree that Pat Riley. So I got drop dead gorgeous, slick hair, mafia look. I got Pat Riley number 5, and I got Soda Popovich at number 4, and I got Chuck Daly because I love the way he rammed it to the hot guy. If you came out there and you hit your first 7 shots, you could be the 12th man on the bench.
Give him the ball. Give him the fucking ball. Okay. I can understand that.
Yeah, Chuck Daly, man. Underrated coach. He did a lot with that bad boy team.
Yeah, tell them how to be thugs.
Well, all right. And then I'm going to move up to, and we know what was in Pop's heart. I never heard anything funny about him. Steve Kerr, I'm not sure what's in his heart. Chuck Daly, I think I'm pretty good on him. He seems like a good guy. Seems smart. And Red Auerbach, we don't know what was in his heart, but you got
he was racist. Well,
but Red got those colors out there on his team.
Yeah, he did. He wanted to win.
Yeah, and he hired the first colored coach. But so I got sexy Red Auerbach, drop dead gorgeous, at number 2, and then I got Phil Jackson at number 1. Comments on my list, and then go ahead with your list there. Phil.
I mean, your list is your list. There's top 5 is tough as far as coaches are concerned.
All-time NBA, no copper colors on my list.
I mean, I think Red Auerbach was aided by the assembly of talent that he had, and you saw that as Bill Russell became player coach, and still ran that thing, and they won championships. So I think he was just rolling the ball out there, and cheating like the New England Patriots when you came to Boston, and that was the Celtic way.
Come on, he was smoking cigars in practice, put secondhand smoke on the players in the hot Celtics gym. Mark Daniels said no Phil Jackson. What you got in your crawl about Phil Jackson? Well, we don't know what's in his heart.
Well, allegedly.
Yeah, he talked about the posse. Remember, LeBlame didn't like him.
Yeah, he couldn't win with him. Can't win with him. Can't win with him.
Dang. All right. So, what would you do with your list? How would you amend that list? Anything jump out at you? You got any copper colors in there?
We gotta have some copper colored coaches on.
Do we?
On the damn list. You're damn right.
You're a DEI guy.
Yeah, you're damn right. I'm going number 5, KC Jones, Boston Celtics.
You throwing Lenny Wilkins in there?
Lenny can be on my honorable mention list. Yeah.
Yeah, because he never got it done.
He never got it done.
Okay, KC Jones. All right. So you got KC Jones, your number 5. All right.
Yeah.
Your number 4. You got some copper color.
I'd go with I mean, you hate to say it's the players, but I'm gonna just go with Steve Kerr for taking that Chicago way and running it out there on the West Coast and getting it done with the young Chef Curry.
Steve Kerr.
Yeah, Steve Kerr. Now you're talking about getting it done. You got to have Popovich on this list, so I'll put him at number 3.
Okay.
I go up at number 3.
Well, you got a number 2,
and it's tough.
Lou Henson.
No. Sweet the Lou dude. Look at the Lou.
Hey, Ray Meyer should have moved to the NBA. He would have been perfect for the league. They'd have loved him.
We don't know what's in his heart.
Who, Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. He liked them poor and stupid.
Yeah.
He probably was giving them the cocaine, allegedly.
Yeah. Well, just take this and make sure you're back here in time for the game. You had a large variety of liquor store robbers and
we got Tyronn Lue in here from Mark Daniels. Is he making your list?
Lou? Nah.
Mark Jackson, Jason Kidd.
I'm trying to figure who's going to be my number 2. I know I got Phil at 1. Come on.
You got Yume Udoka. Some of these guys, coaching now, man, you might have to consider. Look at them. They forced the game 7.
Yeah, his resume is working on it. Yeah, absolutely.
He's building it. He has some improprieties, though. You know what I mean?
I got to go with Riles at number 2. Pat Riley, number 2. Phil Jackson.
Wow. Pat Riley, number 2?
Yeah.
So you're going to hold the talent against Steve Kerr, and then all that talent Pat Riley had. Sat there and put him at number 2.
Steve Kerr is in my top 5. What are you talking about? I'm not. I'm just saying.
Why don't Eric Spoelstra make anyone's list? I mean, Eric Spoelstra. He was the video guy, and probably was at 7-Eleven making Slurpees and selling you Black and Milds, and now he's running the organization. And I'm not hating. I'm just saying. Never laced them up. Never played a 21. But go ahead.
That's Pat Riley's culture and team. So. I can't drop down and give that to Spoelstra, even though he had he went and got LeBrand and
we don't know what's in. We don't know
Shaq
we don't know
Chris Bosh.
We do not know what's in your heart.
Yeah.
All right. There was a prank stink. Somebody prank stink called Pink Stink called Shedeur Sanders.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think Karen has a video. Yeah, Karen's got a video. And we're going to show. Shout out there, good. Smart kid. He's pulling himself up by his bootstraps.
Living a tough life, having to go to university and rely on dad.
He's 21 years old. He's a kid.
Yeah,
you don't know what's in his heart.
You don't know who hasn't made a mistake at 21.
21, right? All right, here we go. He's a good kid.
This just in: the longtime friend and manager of John Elway has died after the legendary quarterback.
Come on, Karen.
You know what I mean, Karen? She's got John Elway in her craw. All right. All right, we're talking about the Deion Sanders. All right, Karen, where is it? All right, son of Atlanta. Oh, there we go, Karen. All right, we found it.
After drama surrounding Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son was the victim of a prank phone call that.
The NFL investigating this prank call to draft hopeful Shedeur Sanders, son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, picking up the phone Friday, thinking it was a coach.
Watch his face, man. Like, this is a spiritual demonic thing that happened to him. And this is going to really motivate him, man. He was doing burpees. They said he was doing burpees with Tyson Bajan, my sources used to say. But no, they had him running up the Walter Payton Hill. Like, this, seriously, bro.
Yeah, he's working.
This is good for him. You know, and the Bears should have taken a flyer on him in the fourth round if we got a punter in the fourth round.
Yeah, we could have traded a pick and moved back and got 2 4th, or we could have got an early 5th round pick and got him if he's still hanging around. But come on, man.
And your boy Ryan Poles is running around here talking about the competition, but you got rid of Justin Fields because you didn't want the competition. You didn't draft Shedeur Sanders because you don't want the competition.
And we could have got him for the money that y'all wanted to pay Justin and had him holding the clipboard and learning how to play football here. And I mean, and if he became an asset, it was an asset to trade. If it was competition, it was damn competition in your quarterback's room.
That's right. You didn't have to spit in the face of 70% of your fan base. All right, but we're going to move on. Here we go. We're going to play this video. Fair use.
Coach inviting him to join the team.
This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good.
Like, look at his face, man. This is whole moment. His spirit is lighting up. This is demonic possession what this other kid's doing, in my opinion.
I've been waiting on you.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long wait, man.
No, for sure.
We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
Yeah.
He's humble, and they're trying to say he's not. Look at his face, bro.
Yes, sir. Let's be legendary.
Yeah, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man.
The caller abruptly hanging up.
What does that mean? You heard that?
You said you're going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Nobody got that number but coaches, strictly for that reason.
But it wasn't a coach or anyone from an NFL team.
And they're recording it.
Yeah, they went live. They're on O Block. They learned all this from Rest So King Von, the rat allegedly. No, he said he ratted. I don't know. Snitch and I. All right.
GM of the Saints.
Instead, it was these young men seen in this video circulating on social media, impersonating New Orleans Saints general manager Mickey Loomis.
We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's be legendary.
Yeah, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
The Atlanta Falcons releasing a statement saying Jax Ulbrich, the 21-year-old son of defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich, found the number and was responsible for the call. That video showing Ulbrich and a friend making the call. Ulbrich apologizing to Shedeur on Instagram, writing, "I'm so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish." And Sanders is trying to put the whole thing behind him.
This is what it is. I think of course the dude was childish. Of course I feel like it was a childish act, but everybody do childish things here and there.
The Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders.
The 5th round pick quarterback, considered the biggest draft slide in history. But Sanders still appeared thrilled when the call came.
Thank you for the fans, thank you for everybody, thank you for the Browns organization for giving me a chance. That's all I needed.
Originally projected to go as high as number 2 in the draft, waiting round after round to hear his name, his dad Deion, also his coach and biggest cheerleader, by his side. Many experts in NFL circles say they've never seen anything like this before.
32 teams passed on them. How the hell has that happened?
Some pointing to comments like this one from an unnamed NFL assistant who told NFL media that his interview with Shedeur was the worst formal interview I've ever been in my life. He's so entitled. But the biggest thing is, he's not that good.
You know, I need to be an unnamed assistant and say something about Drop Dead Gorgeous Archie Manning and his family coming into the next draft. Watch how that's going to be unlaid and how family is a good it's good family.
Look at the lineage, y'all. They've got 4 Super Bowls in between his uncles, and his dad was a Hall of Famer. His grandfather was a Hall of Famer. This guy is a can't miss prospect.
And look at his swagger. Your quarterback needs some swagger.
And you need to be confident, knowing when you're going out there, you're going to win the damn football.
I like his swagger, and you got to you better control the locker room. So he's got enough swagger.
Yeah, and
moxie.
Your quarterback's got to have that moxie and that drive.
Well, it's this kid. They're mad because he wore a gold chain in the interview, and it's 2025.
Right. They're wearing them during the games. I mean, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm not interviewing for a corporate job. I'm interviewing to be a quarterback.
Yeah, interviewing for you to have a chance to draft me, and now all of a sudden I'm too flashy. I got too much confidence. I got too much moxie. Yeah, I got the lineage from a damn Hall of Fame player too. What the hell is the damn problem?
But others say it wasn't all personal, that this year the draft was focused more on the linemen who protect quarterbacks and less on quarterbacks themselves.
They're saving all that money for Archie.
And all eyes will be on Sanders now in the preseason as the quarterback-heavy Browns look to move out of the bottom spot in their conference.
How could it be quarterback-heavy in that last place?
Well, they're creating the same monster that we don't know what's in his heart. The quarterback from the coach from Alabama, Crimson Tide, what he did to Jalen Hurts. They're creating the same monster.
Yeah. Nick Saban's of the world. Yeah, I mean, I don't get it, man. They drafted a quarterback ahead of him. The collusion was just getting to him so much. Like, there's no way this guy is just still sitting there, and we could trade up and just get him out of the 5th damn round because he's not that good. He went from possibly threatening to be the #1 pick in the draft to nobody wants him. All of these teams in the middle of the season need a damn quarterback. Pittsburgh needs a damn quarterback. Cleveland needed a quarterback. All of these teams, you come into the middle of the season, your #1 and your #2 get hurt, or they're out there stinking it up, and you telling me you couldn't have this kid in your quarterback room?
Ironically, the prank call might have been the only reason he got drafted. They felt bad for him, and they liked the way he handled that. Now, Diesel didn't let me bring this to the Bears. It's pretty much the Bears is all I care about. The fact that our local meathead media wasn't even asking Ryan Pohl, since he likes to run around and talk about how he's taking it up the north and giving his back. Yeah, because he's a bottom feeder.
Yeah. Well, he's scared of winning.
Well, yeah. Yeah, he's definitely, that's his biggest fear. That's his biggest fear. Not losing his job for losing. His biggest fear is winning. But what I'm saying, bro, it's just ironic that prank call might have been the only reason he got drafted. And that our local media is not asking Ryan Pohl, hey, did you consider drafting? What was you guys' rating on Shedeur? Oh, we didn't even look at it because we got a quarterback. And
we didn't even talk to him.
Our farts. And, you know what I'm saying? But San Fran is still drafting quarterbacks who fall, who have, you know what I mean? Even though they think they got their guy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and your guy's a damn second-year player
who got sacked 68 times, and he's painting his fingernails and putting lip gloss on him lips.
So why in the hell aren't you building up your quarterback room if you're trading back to get other players? Why couldn't you trade back and put another stud in the damn quarterback room, or you're just that dead set that Tyson Bagent is your #2?
Well, and to your point about Bilbo Bagent, and if you are that dead set, I haven't heard Bilbo Bagent's name come out of your mouth since you got rid of Justin Fields. So if you are dead set on competition at every position, you and Coach BJ, you should be saying, yeah, we got Bilbo and it's all hands on deck. You know what I'm saying? We like everything about Bilbo. And this is an open competition, but they're not saying that.
No, we're just trying to get the team better to help Caleb, which is what you wouldn't do for Justin. You wouldn't, in any regard, whether it was offensive lineman, you lucked into the DJ Moore thing, and then we got more draft picks after that, and we could have got even more, and we could have had man, why doesn't any of these damn reporters ask? We've seen that you needed an experienced quarterback last year after you got rid of Justin when you drafted such and such number one. So do you think it was a good decision to get rid of Justin when we could have had him for less money than what the Jets are paying him now, and he could have been in our quarterback room and had some competition leading into this season?
No, you're right. Did you consider that maybe you could have got Justin on a really team-friendly deal and how the value, and it would have kept the flexibility that you allege that you like so much? Yeah.
Yeah, while we got our starting quarterback on a rookie deal.
And how much is he making, Caleb, for that? Because number one overall, they get a decent amount of money.
I mean, he's got, I think it's like 40, 50 with the team option. So what, 10 million a year?
Yeah, but you got to renegotiate that after the third season, right? If they're showing these signs. Right. So all this, we got to win on a rookie deal. You guys are liars. Everyone who said that is a liar.
Because when after the third year with Justin's contract, we're ready to trade him for a bag of magic beans.
Move off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody tells me to get over it, so I'm gonna move past it. But we had some here we got it. Shedeur. This is not Shedeur. Yeah, the punishments. The league levied out punishments. Okay. Yeah. Because when it turned out that kid is a 21-year-old kid who's they say he found the phone number. Right. He's the defensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons. Why does the defensive coordinator have quarterbacks' numbers? But here's the punishment. NFL fined the Falcons 250 stacks, and defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich 100 stacks for Shedeur Sanders praying.
He gave him the number. This kid was away at school. Was the dad at school with him with his iPad? Did he take his iPad to the school and say, look here, I got Shedeur numbers, Sanders' number. That'd be funny if we prank phone called him.
Well, you're asking some fascinating questions.
I mean, he's away. Did you see the video? He was in the dorm room. One of his kids in school. Now, does a dad go to the same school?
Well, somebody should be asking these questions because he's not a minor.
He's not.
So did he go into your house, Dad, and just go into your computer, or is he hacking it from a remote location? Is this criminal? Is this criminal? Because what he did was he took company information.
Yeah. He took proprietary information from the NFL.
Yeah.
Made a phone call to Shedeur or set it up. I don't know if that was the kid or I think
the kid on the phone was his homeboy. The kid
he was on the sideline. He didn't give this information to somebody else.
Yeah.
Who made the call while he's sitting in the room
and you're dumb enough to film
sitting and grinning and you're filming it and And how the hell did that number that was on these coaches' iPads only sent out to particular teams some proprietary information by the NFL goes to this kid who's away at school and he gives it to his friend and they film it, prank a phone call in Shedeur, and only information we get is we find the Falcons and we find the dad. Well, I think the dad gave him the damn number.
Well, the only people should have that access to information, in my mind, is the GM and the head coach.
Yeah.
That's it. The GM and the head coach, the offensive coordinator. I don't care if it's a quarterback and it's a hot name offensive coordinator. If you're not the head coach, you're not privy to this information. What do you need?
Right. I mean, it basically should have just been the GM. Because who's going to call?
Who's going to call? Correct.
The GM or the assistant GM or the president of the team. There's no reason for coordinators and coaches to even have the damn number.
Well, they're probably talking to him, though, like during the whole wooing process. Hey, Caleb, how do you feel today? You know what I mean? What color did you paint your fingernail? Oh, you did? Yeah, we got that fingernail package for you if you, Yeah,
I mean, it's just, you don't know what's in these people's heart. And then you got all these anonymous people coming out like, his interviews with all the teams were so bad and he wasn't prepared and he didn't know how to dissect these NFL players.
He was disrespecting people getting paid $15 an hour in there. You know what I mean? His chain was worth more than their car, so that was hurting their pride.
He's disrespecting all of these losers because he was going to be a high draft pick. So he's talking to a bunch of losing teams about being their quarterback, and all of a sudden they're all high and mighty, like, yeah, he wasn't prepared. He didn't know. You don't know what you're doing. You're about 6 months away from getting fired.
And they sure love the moxie of that pill popping. It's not even allegedly, he admitted it. Pill popping, crack smoking. What was the quarterback name? He ended up going to Cleveland. You know what I'm talking about. His parents were
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel. He was swaggering around. He was cocky. This kid, Shador's done none of that.
None of that. Went to school, led his team, went from HBCU to another PWI school, led them in a number of wins, did everything, Yeah, he likes the finer things in his life. His dad's a damn Hall of Fame All-Pro. And plus this guy is one of the highest NIL deal kids in the country. So all of that is not getting gains. I mean, we know all of this came to him. And I think they just want, how they do us. They just want to, knock that head slave down a notch or two and show everybody that we still in control. And
that's what the whole Donald Trump thing is about.
Yeah.
But it's plush. It's a plus. It should be a plus, to your point earlier about the DNA. But when it's us, it's a negative. It's the bossy dad. We don't want to be dealing with that. And when it's them, it's always a plus. But we're gonna, you know how this algorithm is, the synchronicity of the universe. Yeah. Archie Manning's gonna come up right up there, and if I can end by Archie, if you're listening, and we know people who know you, Archie. If somebody can get a message to Archie, show up at all your interviews and don't go to the thing. Do the exact same thing that
Combine
did. Yeah,
there's no way he's going to the combine.
No, exactly. And show up with your gold chain. And Archie's dad, you know what I mean. And Eli and you guys, I don't get it. I'm just saying, do the same thing, and so we can just listen to the pundits change their position.
Yeah, because I don't think his uncle's through at those combines. They definitely guided the narrative of their drafts. Like, yeah, I'm not going there. Yeah, I'm not going there.
Well, you remember Eli definitely said he wasn't going to play for certain teams. Yeah. And then they claim that Shador's talent level is somehow different than Eli's. They're a perfect comp. They are a perfect comp for this.
Absolutely.
Aren't they? Perfect comp for this.
Except for the
quarterback lineage. Well, color and then quarterback lineage, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One came from a defensive guy. Shilo should have been more valued.
Yeah, that's another mistake on the Bears' part, that you allow him to go to. You had a chance to touch Deion Sanders, and you allow another team to draft his son as an undrafted, sign his son as an undrafted.
Correct, bro. We could have had Deion in the mix up in the booth with Pose, and they don't understand because Pose is a goofy.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
They don't understand, and it was too scared about Caleb's ego. And the last thing I'm worried about Caleb is his ego. That's the last thing. This kid's delusional.
Yeah. And we're gonna take the C off his chest. And we got
Go ahead. I was gonna say the C is for cunt. Who do we have?
and we had a chance to have Shilo on our practice squad, making one of the last cuts in our defensive backs room. And I mean, if
LeBron James can be on the playoff roster, Shilo Sanders can make the Bears roster. You just got to cut somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's no problem.
It's no problem. All these bums we've watched on our roster for the last 4 years.
We won 5 games last year.
Yeah, we're going to turn our nose up at Shilo.
We won 5 games.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Small ups, though, to the NFL and to the Bears organization, bro. That would have had me a buzz if they would have pulled that trigger and got Shador. If we'd have came out of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this would have shut some of the Hall guys up a little bit. Look, we still came out of this draft with a shot.
With Shador.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we could have had both of them. But I, you know my stance on the Bears front office. Fire Ryan Poles. He should still be having running back. We should still be having players coming in and talking to him after the damn draft. Come on, man, you won 5 damn games last year. If you ain't talking, you ain't trying. What the hell's going on?
And if you guys think that this guy rode out or got off the bus heading on polls, no, he was a staunch Ryan Poles supporter, as I was. But we got the 45th and the 47th president of the United States, DJ DJ Trump, at Real Donald Trump, and he tweeted, "What is wrong with the Negro Football League owners, right? The slave owners out there.
Yeah.
Are they stupid?" That's in caps, so he's shouting. I don't know if he knows that.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders was a great college football player. Great. And was even greater in the NFL.
He doesn't. Yeah, he didn't write up. There was multisyllabic words in there. He didn't write this.
Well, he's got AI to help him now.
Yeah, okay.
He's also a very good coach.
Quite.
This is the writing level of a 6th grader at best. If William H. Ray, if he was in 6th grade writing like this, they would have put him in the slow classes. He'd had the biggest hearing aid that you've ever seen. You know what I'm talking about, bro? Man, them kids walking around. You know what I mean? Like,
eardrop there.
I used to whisper from the 3rd floor, like, I know they can hear me downstairs. Like, damn. Big up to all the kids. I love everybody. It's not about them. It's about what they did to them. All right. Yeah, they had the technology. Come on, bro. All right. He's also a very good coach, streetwise. What does he mean by that?
Yeah, they probably ran a couple of corners together.
Why is he gonna be streetwise?
They bought a couple bricks together.
Come on, he's a college graduate. I don't know if he graduated, but come on,
he graduated a few years ago, but he's copper coded. Yeah,
I never said he was out there in the street. Now there's some NFL players who said, "Yeah, man, I had to do what I had to do, and thank God I made it. And now I'm MVP of the league." Deion never suggested any of that.
Yeah, he saw the video. Must be the money. So maybe he's attributing to his rap career.
If he's streetwise, you're streetwise and smart. There it is. He likes that word. Smart.
Smartest.
Therefore, Shador, his quarter black son.
There's no way he would have spelled his name correctly, so we know this is an AI.
Are we going a little Al Campanis here? That's phenomenal. What, Ace?
Thighs, big thighs.
It's been bred. These owners have been breeding these football players since, you know what I mean?
Beginning of time.
Yeah. Phenomenal genes. What does he mean by that?
He's got big thighs. His dad had big thighs, and his mom got some nice sized thighs. So
Bro, you could probably beat Shador at 40. Donald Trump could probably beat Shador at 40. All right, and is all set for greatness. He loves the word great.
It's great. I'm gonna make Shador great.
He should be picked. What is why is picked in quotations? Does he have any idea what he's doing?
Yeah, he'd be picked like cotton immediately.
Yep.
Bad team that wants to win.
There you go. It has to have some sort of meaning. Maybe he's smarter than I'm giving him credit for. And then he said immediately in caps. That's a warning to, that's a little dog whistle out. Yeah.
You don't take their now for proper status away.
NFL, I'm looking at all the caps. It's probably a code. NFL, stupid. NFL, phenomenal genes. Immediately win. Oh, this guy's an idiot, in my opinion. Has phenomenal genes and is all set for greatness. He should be picked immediately by a team that wants to win. Good luck, Shador, and say hello to your wonderful father.
Definitely.
Spolitricks. You got the president of the United States chiming in. We got tariffs. We got stuff going on. You know what I mean? We're cutting salaries. Planes are falling out of the sky, and we're chiming in about Shador.
Yeah, definitely. Taking money, guaranteeing money in the future to get more aircraft controllers, but that has nothing to do with the planes falling out of the damn sky now. But we don't know what's in his heart, but he felt that he had to send a message out to the country and the world that Shador should have been drafted higher than the 5th round, and he should have been drafted immediately in the 1st or 2nd round. So if Donald Trump talked to his buddies and knows this collusion, then damn it, he's the commander-in-chief. So I believe he's got a little bit more information than the NFL shield is willing to give.
Well, I do want to say one thing on Donald Trump's behalf, if I can.
I'm listening.
Karen, I want to see my big lips on the screen.
Now, Karen's a DEI hire, and we need to announce that.
Yeah, she's definitely a DEI hire. She works, she works hard, internship. All right, I want to see my big lips on the screen when I say this. Now, Donald Trump, I would prefer to say hang out, maybe have dinner with, be at a party with Donald Trump than I would Biden. Of course, with the Trump type races versus the Biden type races. What I mean by that is, you've got the Biden type races, they just sit there and they judge you and they have these thoughts, and they make certain comments. Are you ordering the fried chicken? You know what I mean? Have you ever had fried chicken? They do stuff like that, but then they start talking about programs for, copper color and what they're doing in that. And then you got the overtly more Donald Trump, but they're fun. They're buying you drinks. You know what I'm saying? They might be whipping out the cocaine. You know what I mean? They're grabbing women by the crotch. You run around with a guy like that. Now, of course, you've got Biden, his type, with him now being potentially senile. It might be more fun to be with Biden today. But I'm just saying, what's your thoughts on that, fella? The Trump type of races, hanging out, having a beer or two. You know what I mean? You might be you're tailgating. Who would you rather freaking tailgate with, Donald Trump or Jumping Joe Biden?
Damn. Well, probably. I don't know. That's a tough one. Because the Trump supporters, they're going to bring all the liquor that you can drink and buy and have it right in the back of the pickup truck and set it up for a good time, no matter whatever the crap that they're spewing that I'm not listening to. Where the Biden entourage might be trying to control the algorithm of the day and the situation and what we're being seen with sipping and drinking. So, yeah, my answer is thumbs down to both of them. Shit, they can come to my damn tailgate and see if I let them in.
It's fair. It's fair. I'm not going to disagree with that. You know what I mean? It's fair. Trump's more liable to free you guys, though. You have a barbecue with Trump, you tell him, man, get Jeff Ford and Larry Hoover out of jail, man. And, you have a couple of beers with him, he'd come out of there. And I took a look at it. And,
it makes sense. It's just so long ago.
And he's smart. He was wearing that American flag on his, and he's smart. He was wearing that American flag on his head, and he's smart. You know what I mean? And
I'm going to make Chief Malik the head of the new Department of Education. Man, it's not going to be the Department of Education. It's going to be the Department of Kids eating breakfast in the morning.
Mumia Abdul. I mean, let's take a look at that.
Let's take a look at it.
Hey,
it's been long enough.
Hey, take a look at Mumia. Drop some papers. We're going to get him out of jail tomorrow. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's out of jail the next damn day. And wait a minute, you can't do that. President, I can't do anything.
I can do that. Right.
That's all I want to do. Y'all didn't know that when y'all voted this dude back in office. You knew he said he was going to do certain things, but you gave him absolute power to do whatever the hell he wanted to do in this country, and you back it every day on Fox News and Fox brainwashing, control news that that he has his minions watching or spews his information. He probably put that tweet on Fox News before he even sent it out. That how disappointed he was in his great friend and coach and smart streetwise guy.
Streetwise
son wasn't getting drafted by the NFL. So. That'd be tough.
That's the president of the United States. Streetwise. That's the president. You can't tell me he's not mobbed up or Triple K or something. Streetwise.
He's been hustling.
I've never heard a president acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
And Barry was from Chicago.
You say what?
And Barry's from Chicago. He probably brought a Streetwise newspaper from the homeless.
He's from Hawaii, allegedly.
Well, he lived here with his wife. Let me say that.
Yeah, that guy was fully grown, out of college and law school, had a law degree, and he moved to Chicago.
The people from Schaumburg and Deerfield and Lake of the Hills. They all consider themselves Chicagoans. So.
Yeah, it's like moving to LA at 24 and 26. And
you came from Compton. I was born in Compton.
Yeah, I'm from Compton. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. The rivalry lives on, you guys. Big ups to air quotes.
Chicago's done a nice job of adding to their roster, and you get a good football coach, as he said himself, in Ben Johnson.
Whoa!
So
Chicago Bears are
fair.
the deal all of a sudden. Yeah, every year the Chicago Bears are the real deal.
I think Chicago's done a nice job of adding to their roster, and you get a good football coach, as he said himself, in Ben Johnson.
Whoa!
So
Chicago Bears are
fair.
the deal all of a sudden. Yeah, every year the Chicago Bears.
So there's a fudge packer as part of dude's staff. Right. Somebody made a comment on that video that I think our coach BJ is like 4-1 against that bum.
Yeah. Now he's had a better roster, but he has he comes out with a formula to stick it up the bum of the fudge packers, and I think they like it. So we're gonna keep going with that.
Scale of 1 to 9. How much do you absolutely love? 9 being the highest. BJ, Coach BJ, coming in here and taking a shot at that son of a bitch, and not coming in here with it's just another game. And
we're gonna see what happens, and when we get to that game and see. Damn it. That was his first shot.
I'm a pussy, and I don't care about the legacy here, and I'm gonna go through the city. And I don't care about that, and I don't care about the Bears Packers rivalry. Every game, no. Go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
That was his first shot, and I'm sure he'll be ready and willing to conduct a few more as we get closer to the season, closer to the games. We got to pay the Fudge Packers that I think coach, or he'll direct one of his coaches or players to come out with an FGB. He can do that in the off season, and then he'll let them know what he really feels about them leading up to the Packer week when we play them this year on our schedule. But if
1 to 9, how much did you like that?
I love it. Number 9, give him a 9.
Yeah, because the only other coach I can remember really digging into it like that was Mike Ditka, and he got us a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's another reason to fight.
Lovey.
Lovey. Yeah.
My bad. Lovey.
Don't forget about Lovey.
Yeah, he used to beat the brakes off the Packers too.
Yeah, well, that was part of job security, and all of you that wanted to run them out of damn town. Yeah,
I got on that bandwagon at the end. I was late on it, but I did, man. I just got tired of hearing them.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that. But what was the option you had after you got rid of them? We went from 10-7 to a laughing stock.
I hear that.
10-6 rather.
I hear that, bro.
And we
Lovey, I'm willing to say Lovey should still be head coach of the Chicago Bears. He should be out there like Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. And imagine him with a Justin Fields and a Lovey Smith defense.
But ultimately, dare I say, I don't think Pink Society thought Lovey could get it done in the end in the big games.
Well, he's got us there. He got us to the playoffs.
Come on, you sound like LeBron James and his team.
No, I'm not sounding like LeBron James. I'm talking about the history of the Bears since they fired Lovey.
All right, I'm just making sure because somebody cares about getting us there. Yeah. You know what I mean? All right, we got some chatter out here. All right, who threw all those balls to the number 2 pick? Oh, Mark Daniels says he's got no respect for Tomlin. Tomlin's a noob. Mark Daniels.
Well, now he's talking about his coaching, or his ability as a head man over at Pittsburgh, because the fact that y'all got the Rooney Rule, you desperately need a quarterback, and you're sitting out here waiting for Aaron Rodgers, who had one of the worst seasons ever.
And you could have still got him with Aaron Rodgers. He could have learned from Aaron Rodgers.
In any round.
I'd have told Aaron, man, you got 1 to 2 years. I'll give you 2 years. We're going to develop the crap out of Shedeur.
2 years. 2 years
okay,
is
1
the
year.
max.
All right, I'll give you 1 year. The second year is a team option.
That guy's done.
But the parking space is only good for 1 year. The
That
second year, you're
guy's
going to have to
done.
ride Ubers here, and you're going to have to pay for the Ubers yourself, Aaron.
But the fact that you had the in route, the ability, the you could have drafted this kid at any round, and you know
it proves collusion.
Yeah,
it proves that was bigger than him.
Yeah,
that came from on high.
There's no way you can pass on a Shedeur Sanders when your team desperately
after you
needs
just
a
took a flyer
quarterback.
for Justin Fields. Just took a flyer for Justin Fields, gave up a 6 for him. You know what I mean? You could use a 4 or 5 after watching Philly take a flyer on Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, and you know it's there, and you know this kid can throw the damn ball, and you need quarterbacks. You need You have nobody in your quarterback room. Mason Rudolph.
And you're counting on Aaron Rodgers
to come back.
And we don't know what's in his heart.
We don't know what's in his heart.
Same guy who said he owns the city of Chicago, which is one of the most chocolate cities. And you know, I didn't take too kindly to that.
Yeah, it should have been.
You're not my master.
But you know, that was a different era. It should have been a hit the next time he stepped on the field.
Man, those fans sitting up there were supposed to jump down out of them fans and chase them out of there and beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, they don't tend too kindly on it. But the players can get that done. Go out there and grab him by his face mask and break his damn neck and end his damn career.
Yeah.
You know, you come to Chicago with strapping the belt on, talking about you own Chicago, and you're able to walk around out there on the field on the next damn play. Are you nuts? I can't wait to get back out there.
So he says, who threw all? Oh, he's talking about Shedeur.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the number 2 pick, he's a wobbler. You know, because the number 2 pick, he's talking about. Yeah, we've been covering him since he was in high school on this show. Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
you know, he could play both.
He did throw the ball, and he was one of the most accurate quarterbacks in college football. So
here's the answer, and the knock on him, bro, is this: he's not mobile.
Yeah,
so this guy's getting the ball out of his hands. He's acting.
Yeah.
He's doing everything that because Deion raised him to not have these excuses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's doing everything that they said Justin wasn't doing, but they still say he holds that ball a little too long.
Yeah, well, you know, that's when I hear those kind of quotes out here, and this is what Tomlin is supposed to be famous for. When you hear crap like that, you realize that a player needs to be coached, and which what Mike Tomlin said in the past. A player that has these type of deficiencies or needs to improve on things need to be coached. Now, if you're saying he holds the ball too long, whatever round you could have got him in, and you brought him in and coached him, especially you're sitting out here with no damn quarterback. Yes.
When his quarterback room could have been Justin Fields, Shedeur Sanders, and then Aaron Rodgers if you didn't believe in it.
Yeah, you weren't gonna go get Aaron Rodgers if you kept Justin. But that leads to your collusion that you don't want to improve your quarterback room.
Yeah, it came from on high. I think he would have done it. I think Philly might have done it too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Philly be making moves like that.
Yeah, but I think that's why Cleveland moved up. Because Philly was probably going to take him with that 5th round pick and put him right there behind Jalen, and you know, he's an asset now. Now you're developing a quarterback to be an asset, possibly for trade, possibly for to be your backup quarterback, your strength, that backup quarterback running the same offense, but with a different angle because he's not mobile. He's more accurate maybe than the starter that you have now. So it gives you, a different look when you have to put him out there.
Well, that's the biggest important thing in my mind is quarterback accuracy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing in my mind. He threw all those balls. He said no O-line, taking hits and throwing dimes. Yeah, he was under duress and he was making plays.
Absolutely. So you're telling me you had no interest in that?
Yeah.
Even Tennessee, who did they got? My man, number one. Shit, I'd have came back maybe later rounds, seeing that Shador was still out there, and grabbed him.
But no, nobody wants competition. You can't.
You can't. They can't compete.
Yeah, you can't have nobody looking over their shoulder. These kids today, man, that's what they say. Me? That's what they say, bro. That's what they say.
You got the number one pick in the draft, and you needed a quarterback. You went out and got a quarterback. Now you can come back in some later rounds because you're getting a high pick every damn round.
And it's an asset.
Yeah, you get 2 damn picks in a certain round. Pick them up in a round, and whoever else you wanted out of that round. And you got another asset in your damn.
And that's what I was saying about the Bears, man. It would have been a buzz. It would have been a buzz in camp because the media is fickle, right?
Yeah.
Say if Ryan Poles would have brought him in, and then he's hot and he's looking good, and there's talk, but no, Caleb's looking good too. That's a good problem. And then now you could have matriculated him into possibly a 2nd round pick easily.
Right. Yeah, because he's going to sit on a bench and hold the clipboard and tight. If we're in a situation where Bilbo got to run out there for the first half of the season, we can have this kid ready for the end of the season.
But he's smelling his farts. They ain't even evaluate. We got Caleb and we were smelling our farts.
Yeah, they talked to Jaden Daniels. They didn't talk to come on.
No,
man.
So they didn't even look at. They didn't even have a discussion. I bet they didn't even discuss. He's letting his board talk to him. His board said take the best talent available. His board at some point should have told him to take Shador.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, he's lying to us again, Ace, like you've called him a liar multiple times.
Yeah, even because who did they take in the 4th round? Was the linebacker out of Maryland?
Yeah.
No, I like the. I've heard interviews with this kid.
Blah, blah. I hear all this shit every year.
But he had to convince. Now the linebacker out of Maryland, Hippolyte, had a good interview with the Bears. He's fast, blah, blah, blah. He's smart. And,
loves football.
Loves football. Great character guy. Yeah. We could have took that pick and moved back and still got that guy and got Shador in the top of the 5th or the bottom of the 4th, whatever the hell we moved back to use those picks to get more assets. But
and it would have been we'd have had an arrogance fest in the quarterback room.
You damn right.
Shador and what's my man's name? Hottopics.
Shador and Hottopics, man. And then we got Shilo out in the DB room talking shit like, man, you can take that job.
Come on, bro. Man, we could have got back on that TV show at that point. We'd have had him
Hard Knocks.
Social media. Hard Knocks.
And you got yourself in a position where you got competition in your quarterback room. Every room in the building, you got competition.
Period.
And it didn't cost you a damn thing.
Nothing. All right, Trump called Putin streetwise, says Mark Daniels. Well, Putin's a gangster.
Yeah.
He probably came up from the street.
They probably, when he visited him over there in Russia, they did gangster shit. Yeah. But they're doing some gangster shit now with this Ukraine bagging off and taking the money from them, so they have to give that land back to Russia.
100%. Penalty on the field. Trump disagreed with you, and you blast him. Yeah, well, we're gonna blast him. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're just looking at the dog whistling, Brother Daniels. We're not blasting Trump. Yes, he was agreeing with us in that tweet overall. Yes, fine, but there's dog whistling, and we have to call it out as we see it, huh, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, it comes from your COC, Commander-in-Chief, and he says that, I don't know what's in these NFL owners' hearts, although he knows, but they should be ashamed of themselves for not drafting this young man.
Come on, Brother Daniels. What if it's your son and he came out there and said you're streetwise? You know what I mean? How would you look at it then? Would you be like, oh, yeah, he agrees with me? You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? Streetwise. Some undertones there, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, all of the adjectives, that he could have used to describe this great athlete that was in the NFL and a great college player and a great NFL player. He comes out with a Streetwise.
We got some crack talk here. Is Hunter bringing the coke? His son has an affair with his dead son's wife, gets her on coke crack, does not take care of his kid from a babe he met when high. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about there?
I don't know. We got some Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter bringing the coke. His son has an affair with his dead son's wife. What is? Heard something about this. What are you talking about, brother? I need some clarification.
You got to investigate that story.
Lovey sucked at U of I in Texas.
Yeah, we wanted him in Chicago as a pro coach.
Yeah, that's right.
He couldn't recruit.
And he was better suited for the pro. Yeah, he couldn't recruit. He wasn't an offensive mind, you know. But he got off the bus running, you know what I mean?
And playing defense.
Yes, and beating Green Bay.
Go get the ball.
Yes, get us to the playoffs.
Go slap him in the helmet. Whatever you got to do, get the ball out.
And we're going to get to the playoffs. And he'd find men in there and put them in there. He didn't care where they were drafted.
Yeah.
If they were making plays, they were out there.
Yeah, that's what they're here for. But
and he worked for peanuts.
Well, he got $5 million a second contract. U of I overpaid him too, but
Warren Moon unretires his number for Ward. Yeah, he gave Ward asked him, and he gave Warren Moon said, well, I was a Houston Oiler. I wasn't a Tennessee Titan.
Right.
So he said, it's cool. He said,
technically, you're not wearing my number.
And you know what? I kind of get it, and I like it. You know what I mean? Now, if you guys go back to being the Oilers, then you're going to have to change him number. Yeah, I would have had a stipulation in that tweet. You know what I mean? You have to change him number. If you guys either go back to Houston or go back, stay in Tennessee and change your name back to him Oilers, then you're gonna have to take a number 2 or whatever different number.
Yeah, no. Houston got the team now, so there won't be any going back. And the Oilers doesn't fit the Tennessee Moonshiners or something like that.
Yeah, Tennessee map heads. All right, we've got now LT Lawrence Taylor. Speaking of Coke, he said no.
Can you say Burger Sugar?
You can say Coke. I mean Coca-Cola. You can say Coke Pop. You can say all types of stuff.
All right.
But LT says no. What's the player's name? The hot linebacker.
Abdul Carter.
Yeah, Abdul Carter comes in there and wants to wear his number in New York City. You might as well come in Chicago talking about you want to wear number
34. Shit. Either one. It's talking about football. Yeah, I want to come in here. Yeah, I want to wear Walter Payton's number. I think
I asked his wife, asked Payton's wife and Payton's family.
Yeah. What? Cut.
If that happens, somebody should run out on the field every time that guy. The fans should be dedicated to that. We will stop this game every time y'all pull it in the city of Chicago or Arlington Heights, wherever y'all gonna play.
I mean, that might have been that kid's number in college.
Who cares?
But you can't come into the New York Giants organization.
He hasn't made a tackle.
And he's hurt. Talking about you want to wear LT's number. I'm gonna contact him and see if it's okay.
Is him on coke?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's what he should have done. Maybe taking a couple of 8 balls over there and sat down and talked to him, and he came out there with that.
It might have been a different.
Maybe
you're gonna have to sign this tonight. You know, LT don't do anything the same night, but I got another one for you, LT. But LT gonna think about this. We gonna probably get this deal done tonight. Yeah.
Man, I think if my number was retired, I would probably only retire it for my son, which I don't have. So therefore, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
man, there's no way you can unretire LT.
Not LT.
Not for no damn rookie.
Like you said, that's like Walter Payton.
Yeah. You kidding me? Get out of here.
That's like Dick Butkus. He's a flashy, hot name linebacker. And he was,
man, that's ALT.
Yeah.
No, bro. No, bro.
LT said no, and I respect it.
You said make your own number. Make your own number famous. Yeah.
He's talking about who would you hang out? Oh, he's talking about Hunter Biden.
Hunter.
Yeah.
That's maybe you want to have a barbecue with. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Hunter bringing the coach.
Tailgate. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hunter's coming.
Yeah, well, yeah. He's busy.
Yeah, he's stealing all the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hunter's stealing all the equipment so he can go get a bag. You know?
Yeah. Hunter knows where the cash is buried. So
and he's been compromised. So I don't know if he's working for the cops at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's working for a foreign national. So he's a triple agent. So no, we got to cross Hunter off the list.
Well, we got a May-December relationship. I think I said that right. We
it's the interview everyone's talking about.
A little bit last week. Bill Belichick. Now, go ahead and imagine in your mind if this was Lovie Smith or no, Mike Tomlin, somebody like that.
There's got to be somebody old.
Yeah.
So let's say
we don't have any old copper-colored coaches.
Let's say if Tony Dungy was still coaching.
Yeah, but it's funny we don't have any old coaches. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Tony Dungy came out here, with his 24-year-old girlfriend, and cheating ain't trying, ethics, and went to college.
And she's all over the football field, on the sidelines, at practices, at interviews.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it wouldn't happen.
With legendary football coach Bill Belichick.
There was so much to unpack in that.
Let's show you. Here we go.
And there's his 24-year-old girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, sitting just feet away, watching everything.
You do seem like you're having a lot more fun these days than you were in other chapters of your life, let's say.
So far, so good. But then CBS News' Tony
I mean, why is his sweater ripped?
Yeah, just call him Coach BJ.
He's a hard worker. He pulls himself up, saves his money, pulls himself up at the bootstraps.
Well, the son is Coach BJ because he's Bill Belichick Jr.
Yeah.
I don't know what his son's name is, but
his son's wife don't like her.
Yeah, she's older than her.
Yeah, she's older than him. And then you got this. He's always wearing Navy stuff. He wasn't even in the military. His dad.
Yeah, he used to wear the polo.
He's perpetrating. I always thought he was in the military.
Yeah, no.
The couple turned to a personal question.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No,
we're not talking.
His 24-year-old girlfriend was also present and made her presence felt. That's a lot of what people are talking about.
That's right. And not just made her presence felt, Anthony. It was very remarkable.
I mean, would you be concerned as a family member? Seriously.
Yeah, not to get make sure his paperwork is in order, and figure out what kind of drugs she's giving him at night,
and what kind of control she's got over his estate, bro. This is weird, bro.
Because as much as a control freak as Belichick was, football wise, now he's left the NFL ranks. Now he's a college coach with a 24-year-old girlfriend that's basically controlling his life.
In his interviews.
Yeah, that's.
Was he married before?
I would
assume. I'm just saying, I've never seen any other girlfriend or wife.
A long time ago, but that I guess that dissolved, and now this is the situation he's found himself in with his OnlyFans model girlfriend at 20, whatever age she is, controlling his life. I don't understand it. But hey, you only live once.
Yeah, it's his life.
Yeah.
Big ups to him. Big ups to him. All right, man. We had some information. Diesel had brought this up last week, and then the algorithm said, you know what? The algorithm said, I'll be your Huckleberry.
I'll be your Huckleberry, baby.
Let's see. Shilo fires dad, Dion's tweet. ELWAY.
Yeah.
You know what? I might just have to read it. What are we talking about here? We're talking about the
What
Bears Panthers trade, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
So
It was
this
huge
completed.
with the Luther Burden pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's from the Boogie. Brother Daniels, do you know the Burden family from East St. Boogie, bro? I'm just asking. Because they might know him.
I'm happy for the young man, and now we got to hear about his swagger and demeanor and what he can't do on the field and what he couldn't do because, come on, man.
Yeah, they're talking about he's too swaggery, but his head coach from college came out and said everybody's completely wrong about that.
Right. This kid is a stud, and he's probably he's ready to start from day one, and he's going to do special things in the NFL.
So why did Ryan Poles pass up on Carter? You heard him saying, you can't listen to the outside noise. And you heard him come out here. You heard the take on this kid. He's character issues, but you're going to bring him in your culture and you're going to pass up on Jalen Carter.
Yeah. Well, that's when I really thought I was the smartest son of a gun in the damn room. And my board
before I got my ass chewed out by Kevin Warren
and got put in the damn dunce seat and told me like, hey, if you don't work hand in hand with this damn coach, this is your last season. Now I wanted to send you a lot of videos that I had this week concerning the picks that were made by the Bears, and every pundit, Diesel, all over the country is saying, yeah, Ben Johnson is going hand in hand with these picks, and all of these guys you can see are in line with what Ben Johnson is thinking. And you want to defend this summer gun who should have been fired last year. But everybody agrees that Ben Johnson is setting up these picks for the Chicago Bears, and Ryan Poles is just still sitting over there on the sideline with his damn dunce cap on.
Setting it. All right, so here's the big trade, blockbuster deal, the haul. All right, so the Bears came out with DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, which could have been Jalen Carter.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But we came out with a Darnell Wright, and I like him.
Yeah, he's gonna be a long time starter in this league.
I like this kid. I like him a lot, but I don't like him as much as I like Jalen Carter.
Absolutely. And you always need a three technique.
And now they're talking about, we might be able to move Darnell Wright to the left side. You guys, his name is Darnell Wright, and you guys are idiots. If you thought you could have done that, why does it take Ben Johnson to come in here and tell you it could be done? You guys are idiots, Poles.
Now we got some hubbub about the kid they got out of BC being so damn big and great in ability and run blocking and pass blocking. They might put him on the left side and leave Darnell Wright where he's at because he's 6'8", 339 pounds.
Leave him where he's at.
And that's what you need to, what you need to have as a left tackle to, especially if he can move his feet and stop the bull rush.
Yeah, I wouldn't tinker with Darnell. He's already struggling with snap counts, but I have reason to believe that's Caleb's fault.
That's, and that center that they had,
Yeah. All right, we got Tyreek Stevenson out the deal. He's the guy who led to the losing streak. It's all his fault.
Yeah, the Hail Mary.
Scapegoats, you got him, you got Valus Jones. That's been you guys' scapegoats for the last couple.
Well, Valus is gone, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you guys always find a Pookie to pick out and blame him. It was Justin's fault. All right, then we got Tory Taylor, the unisex name. He's probably a they, them at the end of the day.
It's Australian. He can hang out with Josh Giddey.
He's generational.
Yeah.
And then you got Caleb Williams. Okay, another generational.
Mm-hmm.
And Luther Burden 3. I love everything about this kid.
Right. Now,
so what's your take on the haul there, fella?
Now, if you take Caleb Williams out of that, synopsis, and pick up whoever you want to pick in the first round last year, and you got 2 first-round picks this year.
And they were willing to give you 2 starters too as part of
Yeah.
that haul for that because he was generational.
And you could have packaged up and got you your picks and got you a damn Travis Hunter.
And you would have won maybe 10 games last season. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
and then or Abdul Carter. Yeah. So they got a lot of out of it, but you can continue that list down with about 5 or 6 more picks based on keeping Justin and going for the haul. And that's how you build your team through the draft, and that's how you take the North and never give it back.
Correct. In our system, you could have brought in, you'd have had the cachet to bring in Cam Ward. You know, and and like, look, Justin, look, everybody loves you. You're a great guy. You know what I mean? It's been 5 years. If all that BS they were saying about him, he can't close games out. He's bad. He chokes. No, he never was given the opportunity because they were getting the brakes beat off of them.
Yeah, he never had a full offensive line.
Nobody. He had nobody.
He had never had a defense that was built to give him the ball back. So and he never had a damn coaching staff. Come on.
Where's the narrative about quarterbacks are wins and losses are quarterback stat? You don't hear that so much no more.
That crap no more because Justin's gone.
And because Jalen Hurts won. Now they want to give the credit to everybody else.
Yeah, he's colored too.
Yeah, he's some sort of, and he's got a nosy dad too, who loves him and participates in his life, and gives him great counsel.
I don't know how that happened. That normally doesn't happen with those people.
Well, they want him poor and stupid. We've said that here.
Yeah, well, I mean they love him poor and stupid. Danica, we know you're poor and stupid.
All right, so Shilo fired Primetime, right?
Well, he's got to be fired. Why didn't he just move on to another agent or another situation? He needed somebody that had time to have his best interests and more resources to get some things done. Deion was concentrating on the number 1 draft pick, and when that didn't happen, Shilo needed someone that had some tentacles to help him out to stay in the NFL and possibly make some money. And that wasn't Deion.
Dad was our agent, Sanders said, referring to his brother Shador. But that hasn't been working out too good. So today I had to sign with another agent. The elder Sanders brothers appear to be furnished Shador's draft slide from the potential first-round pick to fifth-round selections by the Browns. And though Sanders was smiling as he broke the news on live stream, he wasn't joking. Sanders had indeed fired his father and hired NFL agent Drew Rosenju. I think this is from the beckoning of Deion. I think Deion's smart enough to tell Shilo to he realized, he said, man, you know what I mean? They holding whatever they got against me.
Right. And they're going to hold it against Drew Rosenhaus. And
Drew Rosenhaus? No. Drew, is it Drew or Drew?
We don't know what's in his heart.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a top flight agency for let's say marginal NFL talent or marginal NFL exposure. Now you go with the Rosenhaus agency and you have the name of Sanders.
Prestigious.
They're going to work something out for you.
Yeah, Drew Holocaust. Now, Holocaust announced, Rosenhaus announced Sanders signing with the social media post. Family. Yeah, there's some swagger. Okay. So I'm going to say too, I think this is indicative of what the message that the league colluded to send.
Yeah.
You're not coming in here with your flashy gold chains and coming in here with no agent.
Coming
in here with these people we don't know. Man, you're messing up everything over here.
You're messing up every system we have in place.
Yes.
To make you pay us and
yes.
And work the way that the system we need work.
Yes.
Now, if you can sign with Drew Rosenhaus, we'll forgive all your past discretions It will get you. You're already on the NFL roster as an undrafted free agent, and that'll possibly get you, some looks for some other teams, and also with the Drew Rosenhaus family, you'll be able to garner some other type of endorsement deals.
Not the Sanders family.
Yeah, the Drew Rosenhaus family.
So, where do you think? Honestly, where do you think Shedeur would have gone if he had hired a Drew Rosenhaus? And as I was saying earlier, from a prestigious Laventhal and Horstein law firm.
He would continue to
what round do you think he'd
be looked at and eventually drafted in the first round?
Wow. Lower for he might have dropped. He might have plummeted to Pittsburgh at 20.
Yeah, or he might have been that Giants pick at in the 20s, but there's no way with being in the Rosenhaus family that he would have dropped to the 5th round, because now the collusion you put together would have been against Drew Rosenhaus and his client. That never would have been allowed to happen.
Oh, no. Because Drew Rosenhaus would have hired the prestigious law firm of Horowitz, Ballastram, and Warburg. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Fuck wrong with that?
And we would have had a lawsuit before this kid even played. And he would have had to think about who he wanted to play with. And then you would have to do some genuflecting, Roger Goodell, even though you stood out of the way and watched all this crap happen. About how the hell that Shedeur Sanders would have failed to a 5th round pick represented by a Drew Rosenhaus. It would have never happened.
That's crazy, man. He had to fire his dad, bro, to follow his dream. Yeah, that's the only reason I could think. Because man, even my brother Miliak was like, man, he was like, man, I can't figure this out. You know what I mean? Like how far that dude slid. Like,
yeah, but it's collusion. I mean, just like nobody wanted to give Kaepernick an opportunity to come into camp and compete as a backup or even as a starter quarterback when all these teams were down, 2-3 quarterbacks and had these bums running around out there playing football, and you got a guy that was all pro, accurate, fast, and the only thing you had against him was because he didn't want a black man killed when they got out of their car on the sides of the road. So, yeah, come on.
Warning.
Well, we got 3 potential boogers of the week. Okay.
Damn.
So we're going to do the booger scale.
Okay.
All right? And to each video, 9 is the biggest booger. 1 is the
least boogerized.
Least booger. All right. Candidate number 1. Sage, we don't know what's in her heart. My spidey senses was tingling on her. I Googled her husband, and she's got a zaddy. In fact, her husband is a zaddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know what's in her heart.
Yeah, she's one of those people you look at, I can guarantee. We can say vagina. She looks like her vagina smells really bad, in my opinion.
Can we say that?
I think we can. Here we go. She does.
Okay.
I've seen those types running around the campus. Yeah, the doctor said I can't. Yeah, the doctor said you got to get out.
Yeah, you got to wash.
Warning.
Here we go.
Enter security
That's what the doctor
code.
said. You got to get out.
So Shedeur Sanders fell in the NFL draft because of racism. I should have known that somebody would pull the race card, and I think it's just a pathetic take. That's just my opinion, though. Here are some numbers, some facts. If you care about facts and the truth right now, that might interest you. I did some homework. It's not that hard, you guys. Last season, 15 of the 32 NFL starting quarterbacks were black. That's about half, right? That's racist. How about the top 15 NFL players as far as money, payment, what they're making, salary? Dak Prescott, the highest paid player at $60 million a year. That's racist.
Yeah, he's the one who didn't support the kneeling.
And what the hell does that have to do with Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah, but I'm just saying he went with the owners. That was all part of the
Yeah.
collusion. We need somebody here to stop this storm and come out and get in front of this thing.
Well, Jerry talked to him. Like,
Yeah.
Jerry. I mean, and back in the day, Jerry didn't know what was going on. He just went to look and see because they told him there was some coloreds coming to campus. So
bro. I told you I wouldn't have paid Dak Prescott more than $35 million. I mean, you know what I mean? If you want to go, get to stepping.
Yeah, I mean, we're either making it to the playoffs, losing in the first round, or we're not ready to win football games. Not going to give you $60 million.
Yeah, but he couldn't do that because they had to deal with the devil.
And of the top 15 paid players, 9 are black or biracial, making a combined $448 million a year.
Pocket watch.
Dwight Howard put this out on social.
All right, there, fella. There you go. That was number 1. Sage Steele with the Zaddy husband.
Yeah.
Where you rating that on the booger scale?
No, she's pretty high. she's the fact that you came out with all of these facts that had nothing to do with your story and tried to present this as a reason why there was no collusion and there was no racism, that would put you at a 9 on the booger scale.
Is her husband in a position to tell her, hey, probably shouldn't do that?
No.
Or did he make her go out and do it?
Maybe pillow talk, but she works for the network, so they had to put a color spin on the situation that would happen with Shador and why she had to be the one to do it. I don't know. I guess maybe because the guys with experience gave their real opinions, but yeah.
And who the hell did she marry? A porn star? Her last name Steele? Where are you rating that on the scale? I'm going to give it, on the booger scale, I'll give that a 7.
I'll give her a 9. She married a high school quarterback who's stealing her money, and hopefully she signed a prenuptial agreement.
High school quarterback, huh?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's probably smart.
Social media.
You know what I mean? Processing.
No, he's not smart. He's just
drop dead gorgeous.
Just drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah. Pulled himself up by his bootstrap.
Dwight Howard put this out on social media. If LeBron comes back from 3-1 at 40, I don't want to even hear about a GOAT debate.
Dwight Howard, everybody.
Well, there's a couple of things that's important here. First of all, we don't give a damn what you don't want to hear. 12 minutes, 2 shots, 0 points in the fourth quarter. We don't want to hear that. That's number 1. Forget Michael Jordan's 6 championship rings. Hell, forget the fact that he's undefeated in the championship round, 6-0. Let's get that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He owned a damn decade. Okay. Let's forget that. Okay. How about this one? The man never allowed the series to get to the game 7.
No game 7s.
There were no game 7s because he took you out before
up, Carlo
that.
Boozer.
LeBron James is profoundly respected, as he should be. Mount Rushmore of basketball. But when you talk about fear, there was one man that stood above the crowd where the thought of going against his brother left you with many, many sleepless nights because he would target you on purpose.
Get the likes up.
All right, there, fella.
Yeah.
That was exhibit number 2, Dwight Howard. Yeah. So just imagine they had pushed it out to a game 7 and he beat Andy Edwards and whoever else is on that damn team. Toughed it out with Luka. That in Dwight Howard's bum. That, I mean, in his mind, that would have made him the GOAT.
Yeah, I give him a 7 because I always consider Dwight Howard poor and stupid, but he's not poor anymore. So, it's just stupid.
So you're giving that one a 7 on the booger scale?
Yeah.
Karen, we're going to have to check his booger scale, see if he calibrated it. All right, we're going to go to the next one here. This is the final
So the great Dominique Wilkins, when he played for the Atlanta Hawks, I think he averaged 35 points a game at one season, and he had multiple 30-point season games. I think he was the only guy that out. So
Dwight Howard.
Warning.
This just in, the longtime friend and manager.
Here, Jim. We got one more. Where's candidate 3, Karen? What's your problem? Superman Dwight Howard says to your boy. Your boy, bro.
So the great Dominique Wilkins, when he played for the Atlanta Hawks, I think he averaged 35 points a game at one season, and he had multiple 30-point season games. I think he was the only guy that outscored Michael in scoring. I got a weird question for you. The Bulls don't draft you. You get drafted to the Atlanta Hawks. It's you, Dominique, Kevin Wilkins. Michael doesn't pick you up. The Bulls get Kenny Smith. How many championships do you guys win at the Hawks, and how many championships does Michael win without you going there?
I still get my 6.
So you'd win 6, you're saying?
Yes.
How many does Michael win?
Maybe he may be somewhere with LeBron, 2, 3, somewhere.
LeBron's got 4 now, but he's 4 and 6 in the final.
Yeah, you're
if I'm
an
not
idiot.
mistaken.
I don't know.
So you, Wilkins,
I'm just
Dominique,
talking.
say Michael gets Michael, Horace, and Kenny. You're still getting your 6.
Yeah, they can't stop me. Who gonna stop me then?
No, they're ignorant. That's
You
ignorant.
stop yourself. You're gonna stop yourself. You're gonna sit on the end of the bench with a damn migraine headache.
Yeah, refused to go in because they called to play for Dominique and didn't call to play for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he butthurt because Michael Jeffrey Jordan's son was allegedly sleeping with his ex-wife?
He must be butthurt about that. I mean, you know, and I guess he would feel even smaller directing his vitriol to Michael Jeffrey Jordan's son. So, you know,
Is he suggesting that Mike couldn't have held him under his 17-point per game average in a series?
Yeah, he said no. Who would stop him?
Stop you from getting 17 points and 6, 7 assists? Michael Jordan would have, and he would have dared you to shoot the J.
Yeah, shoot the J, Brick. Shoot the J, Brick. But you can't shoot the J from the 3 position when Dominique was their 3.
Yeah, and Dominique wasn't a dog on D like Mike.
Yeah. And
who was going to stop Mike?
That's your question. You got 2 guards that you got to dedicate to stopping Mike, and he's kicking the ball out to Kenny Smith, who's wide open.
So is he suggesting he was shutting Mike down in practice and bum assaulting boat racing Mike in practice? Is that what he's suggesting?
He said he's going to win 6 championships, and he didn't need Michael Jeffrey Jordan to do it.
To get his 6.
No.
Of course, when he left and went to Portland, they had a pretty good team.
But no, well, he was here. Still in Chicago, he had a pretty good team.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get over the Knicks. And he was beckoning and motioning Mike to come back. Come.
Oh, remember he had the shoe and he wrote number 23 on the sole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably when his son was Mike's son. Never mind.
Getting he was getting breastfed by his wife.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into the Elway. He did it Elway. He did it. He did it Elway. Job there, gorgeous.
This just in, the longtime friend and manager of John Elway has died after the legendary quarterback was reportedly driving a golf cart and that friend fell off. Jeff Silver Back reportedly fell off the back of the cart and hit his head on the asphalt at the Madison Club in La Quinta. Elway and Spurbeck were reportedly leaving a Stagecoach after party on Saturday. Spurbeck was 62 years old. We are working to get more details on this investigation.
Yeah, they got a wine line together, bro, and they always like in that picture behind me. When I Googled their images, every image they're in, they're drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like they were privileging it up. That's a very rich area they were in, you know. I live in the area. I ride my golf cart, ride around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was drunk. I mean, you know, it was an accident, but it was an accident because I was drunk and driving too fast and hit something, and You fell off and broke your neck.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And now say
without a police investigation, for all I know, you could have smacked him over the head with a wine bottle and then came up with a cover story.
Or a golf club or something. Yeah,
a golf club.
Said he fell off the back of the damn cart because you owed him $1 million or whatever in attorney fees. Who knows?
Bro, 2.5 days passed. The news said they checked in with 12. And 12 hadn't even started an investigation. And then they had finally started after, and we can't just cover it up.
Yeah. There's people interested in that. What's going on? Oh, yeah, it was a tragic accident and nothing happened. God bless the family.
Yeah, and more than likely,
case closed.
Yeah, but there could be reckless homicide.
Yeah.
Right?
Somebody's got to investigate that.
I mean, he's driving a golf cart, scummy drunk, the same as they should have came out there and took his breathalyzer, see what kind of pills he was popping. Is driving drunk the same as boating drunk? If they were on a boat and he was like, "Oh yeah, this guy flipped off."
That's all I'm saying. Where were you coming from? Where had you been this day?
Yes.
When you were at the bar, how many drinks did you have?
Yes.
Yeah. Or have you taken any illicit drugs before you got in a golf cart?
Have you ever driven a golf cart before? Had he ever ridden one before?
Yeah. Have you ever sold drugs in your neighborhood to kids in the community?
Were you guys drinking this wine that you were selling? We got you on the pictures. Sit down, talk to us. We got you in these pictures with wine.
I need to call my lawyer. Shut up! We got a pee. Shut up!
I just want to go to sleep. I ain't slept in 28 hours.
Who gives a shit? Can answer these damn questions.
You start talking to us, maybe we'll go to the vending machine and get you a Snickers bar. You know what I mean? You want a Snickers bar? They're not gonna do that.
My head's hurting. Yeah, we know it is. So is your partner's, but unfortunately, his head isn't gonna hurt anymore because you killed him.
First off, rest in peace and condolences to the Agent's family.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
but
condolences.
There could be. Go ahead, bro.
This is a cover up. I mean, come on. I've been out on a golf course and
you're street smart.
Yeah, I've been street smart and hit the 9th hole, and here comes the young lady with the beer and the hot dogs and all the cigars and the accoutrements you need at the 9th hole. These guys were at a party specifically to drink, and they left the party speeding down whatever in the dark on this golf cart, and unfortunately, they met a tragic accident, and there's no investigation of whatever happened because there was no breathalyzer given to this guy who was driving while inebriated, allegedly.
A golf cart.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? This doesn't happen every day. A guy flips off a golf cart and the other guy dies. Like why did he brace himself? We need more information. Who saw this? Any witnesses? Any cameras?
Yeah, the investigation's over.
And at least there's a civil tort. Do you think his family could sue him potentially?
Oh yeah, wrongful death, absolutely. And it meets a different standard than the investigation that the 12 did in the last 24 hours, where he's got to come in front of the court and give a deposition on what the hell was going on, and we got pictures of you drinking all damn night, and how fast were you going on this golf cart? And blah blah blah.
So if that was Jim's recovery, and he was out at Joe Louis golf cart course, and he was out there with his one of his white friends.
Yeah,
he did that. You think the investigation might have gone a little differently?
He would have spent the weekend in the county, and they could have talked to the judge on Monday. Yeah.
Now you're looking at reckless homicide, but because your breathalyzer. See, now the law saying, and that was a white man. And listen, but if you could plea out.
Yeah,
I mean,
they say you did it. They say you was drunk.
Yeah, that's it. They say you was out there. Know you're not a savage, and give his family some closure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And the judge go light on you.
You'll be able to wear a suit. You only get like 15 years.
Yeah, they plea it down to a 3rd-degree manslaughter.
Yeah, and get you 10 years.
Yeah,
sounds good. Sign right here.
But I'm gonna lose my business. I'm gonna have to lose all my towing and my tow truck. Yeah, nobody cares about that.
Yeah, you want life in jail?
Yeah, you want
or you want these 10 years?
Yeah, you're gonna become somebody's girlfriend in there. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Here we go, you guys. We're going to go to the poll question here. All right, fella. Looks like Juju Bean Watkins will be the face of the NBA in 2028. She got 78% of the votes. Caitlin Drop Dead Gorgeous got 22%. Where'd you fit in on that poll?
I'm a homer, as you know, and that damn Angel Reese's drop dead gorgeous in any outfit she puts on.
You kidding me?
To answer the question, yes. Yes, I voted for Juju Watkins as the face of the NBA in 2028.
Yeah, it's gonna be Juju, and if we can end up with her and Angel,
yeah, Angel won't be
big
there
for the W. If Juju came, she would.
I don't know. And when Angel's contract's up, she's out of here.
If Juju gets drafted, she's not leaving. I guarantee you. She wants to win. Angel wants to win.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's not.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. If any of that happens, you know what I mean.
I think she's going to probably end up on the team with Caitlin Clark.
Juju.
Yeah, it's good for the WNBA.
All right, there, fella. Go ahead with your final words out there.
No words. We have to look into the instances of riding on a golf cart or attending a party and driving a motorized vehicle to the point or speed or recklessness that you hit something and the person riding with you falls off and takes such a devastating blow that they're unalived, and the investigation is allegedly over within 24 hours without even looking into what everybody else would look into when someone's driving a motorized vehicle. How fast were you going? What were you drinking? How drunk were you? Where had you been all night, which is somewhere drinking? And
it's John ELWAY out there. He won the city of San Diego 2 Super Bowls.
Denver, but who gives a damn?
He wasn't in Denver either.
Who gives a damn? There was an accident alleged. There was drinking involved. That was confirmed that they were leaving a party, and the fact that the only thing that we hear is that there was a tragic accident with John ELWAY's agent, and he fell off a cart that John ELWAY was driving after drinking all damn night. So, if it had been Deion Sanders and
or Lawrence Taylor, that's a great example.
And his agent, do you think the rug would have been pulled out so quickly and everything brushed under the rug?
No, they'd have been talking about how much drugs he had in his system. They'd have released the report on his
toxicology report within 24 hours.
Yeah, Lawrence Taylor had cocaine in him. He was drinking.
Yeah, I did this cocaine last week. I mean, come on, man. So, as we see the double standard that there are for copper-colored athletes when it comes to reporting of news, to draft status, you have to think we don't know what's in their heart, but we just see time and time again what happens when we don't know what it's in their heart, but what they're in charge of, which is either the draft or the narrative on a tragic accident or the information that is supposed to be confidential only to GMs and owners of teams. That you can call and prank call the young man on the most important weekend of his life and hurt his feelings and
what other phone numbers did that kid get? But go ahead.
I'm still, and we'll have to revisit. I'm still chagrined about how this has been swept under the rug just because they placed a fine on the Falcons and find his dad. How the hell? Because the NFL immediately once it became a news story, would immediately get to the bottom of it. But we haven't heard the aspects of the investigation as to what the hell happened. How the hell did he get this number? How the hell could he be in Oxford, Mississippi, at the University of Ole Miss, and get a phone number that's on his dad's laptop, maybe in Atlanta?
Should the kid be banned from Falcons games or NFL games or something? Something's got to happen to the kid. He's 21 years old.
Something has to happen because he took proprietary information from the NFL and made a mockery of the Shield.
Mockery. And of his dad. What must you think of your dad to do that on your dad's job, bro? You go get some information. Bro, at 21, bro, yeah, fuck my dad. Yeah, come on. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this on the internet.
Unless his dad was involved, which is maybe why he received a $100,000 fine.
What do you say? His dad was molesting his bum, allegedly?
No, I mean his dad maybe was involved in the prank. Like here.
Oh, okay. So there was some bum magic going on. Then it would be justified. He's probably like, "F my dad," you know.
And I've got Shadora's number. It'd be funny. Oh, he's dropping. Yeah, he's dropping. What do you think, Dad? Man, it'd be funny if you.
You think the defensive coordinator was involved?
How else did he get the number?
He said he found it on his laptop.
They weren't in the same city.
That is a good point.
How could he get it off his laptop if they're not in the same damn city? And I don't think he's got his NFL laptop down at the University of Ole Miss, University of Mississippi in Oxford, when his dad is a coordinator getting ready for the draft in Atlanta.
Would you have fired his dad? You're the owner of the team. I think I would have to fire him.
Yeah, because once this comes out,
it's an embarrassment.
Yeah, and once it comes out that the dad gave his son the information,
come on, man. If he ain't Buddy Ryan, you're fired.
You got to be fired.
Who's their head coach? Is he a defensive guy or offensive guy?
He's a black guy. He just hired a black guy.
So he's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
Which means he don't even need this guy. They fired the Bears fired their defensive coordinator, our defensive coordinator, and we don't even know what he did to this day.
Allegedly, yeah. We
don't know color ones.
We don't know what he allegedly did to this day.
Did something against the culture. Ryan Poles would not allow this in his culture.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're out without a defensive coordinator. Then we're out without any coaching the next damn season. And he felt this in training camp. And he felt it at the end of last season, and he felt he needed to make some moves, but they were never damn made. And we're the laughing stock of the NFL when you're firing the head coach for the first time in the history of the oldest team in the damn NFL because you already knew what was going to happen months before. Come on, man. What's going on? Fire Ryan Poles. There's no masking his mistakes anymore. There's no reason to. You got a new head coach. You got a president of the organization. Bring somebody in that's in line with your head coach, and you can give a contract to mirror your head coaches for the next few years and build this roster. But to tell me, Diesel, that this guy who's been screwing up for years, who never gave Justin any help, who's been telling other teams in the world what the hell we were going to do to lower the draft capability of our players before he ended up trading them. You telling me this guy should be the general manager going into possibly, the playoffs in the Super Bowl? You got to be kidding, man. Fire Ryan Poles. And if that's got to be my damn final word, then that's what it's going to be. Fire Ryan Poles and FGB. But, I'll round it up with our man, John Elway. The fact that there's no further information or investigation as of yet about what happened with his agent is quite interesting because the NFL probably wants to know. So, they're going to investigate. the fact that we don't know what happened with this prank call to Shedeur Sanders, except for what the reporters are telling us, possibly may have happened that his dad's got a laptop with this phone number on it. However, he's at school, and I assume his dad's in Atlanta working, getting ready for the damn draft. Now, how the hell do you get information off an NFL iPad while you're in school in damn Mississippi, but nobody's asking these particular questions?
And you would have had access to all the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you not prank call everyone? Did you only take Dion's number? Who else's number did you take? Who else did you prank call? What did you do with this other proprietary information? Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, you tell me you just went in there and you said, I'm gonna find the black guy. I'm gonna find the black guy. And I'm gonna prank call him because I don't like his black ass. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's what he's telling you. That's exactly what he's telling you. Because they mentioned that the other tight end that didn't go, Tyler Warren, might have been prank called as well, but he still went in the first round. And then you end up prank calling this kid who's been colluded against, which is probably the information that your dad was giving you before he gave you this number to go out and make this damn prank call. Yeah, I mean, I don't see the information. I see the punishment that the NFL gave, but I don't see the information that should be coming forth with this particular case being truthful from the NFL. And I think, how they like to protect the shield. Again, they're protecting the shield and what really happened in this circumstance.
They need to start FaceTiming people, and that'll fix it. Because otherwise, I would tell my son, get a call from the GM, tell him to suck your D and hang up on him. Yeah, if he's not gonna FaceTime you, it's probably a prank call. It's probably a sham, likely. You know what I mean? Tell him, my kid will be getting the call number one off. Hey, this is such and such from the prestigious NFL team. That's my MFND. And hang up on him.
Right.
Yeah,
because you got the whole family sitting there. You got your cell phone, which all of them have the iPhone. So. And if you don't, I got an iPhone for the draft. FaceTime me and then tell me what's going on. This is the confidential number.
Well, he went out and got a Boost Mobile for the draft. I don't know why you're millionaires and you went out and got a Boost Mobile, but that's a whole nother story. Go big ups to Boost. I had them for years and I had no problems with it.
Well, maybe that was part of it, an endorsement deal, and he was given the phone and the number for the draft.
For the NIL.
Yeah. You know how it works. But it's just a sad situation, and I still really want to get to the bottom of it. It was solved so quickly that I know the NFL is protecting the shield. They're protecting this damn defensive coordinator, and they're protecting his drop-dead gorgeous son that embarrassed the league.
That kid's getting death threats by the Shedeur mob. He's got like a little beehive following him on the internet.
Yeah. Well, it'll be home soon because the college year is over soon. But to tell me, it's during finals week and all this, there's no way that him and his dad are in the same city. So how the hell did he get the number from his dad's?
Maybe there's a brother or something that lives there.
Yeah, I guess.
Sibling.
Whatever happened. There should still be some more information that's being put out by the NFL, because I guarantee you they know what the hell happened and how he got this information, and they address it quickly by finding the dad $100,000 and the Atlanta Falcons organization. So yes, it's tough for me to sit here and listen to these stories and the results of immediate answers to the John Elway case as a tragic accident, and the answers to the Shedeur Sanders case as he just got a hold of his dad's laptop in the city that he's not in and got the information. And like I said, there were other players that were pranked. So there's no reason, there's no way you can tell me that the NFL didn't get to the bottom of it. And we need to know the answers of what really happened. And NFL, y'all know what really happened, especially by now, with the Shedeur Sanders situation and any other player that was prank called. Y'all know who called them, where they called them from, and why and what happened, because that's what you do to protect the shield. So to tell me that, he just got the information from his dad's laptop and blah, blah, blah. We find them. We swept it under the rug. Everybody go off and live your happy, healthy lives. Yeah, you wouldn't do that in the case of if that would have happened to Arch Manning and he happened to drop to the 5th round.
Yeah, it was some sort of Pookie and Ray and his friends doing it. And they were at the trap house, giggling and popping pills and drinking lean.
You can't tell me that would have happened.
Riding around like John Morant in a Kia or Hyundai, brandishing guns, calling Drop Dead Gorgeous Archie Manning like that.
Yeah.
All right. We got Shedeur Sanders draft stock slide. Why? Right? We ran this poll. I wanted to bring this back up. And then you can conclude your final words. Cocky arrogance, bro, is winning out. They're blaming this kid for believing in himself.
Fox News watchers.
I guess 45%, and the other 25% blame the cocky dad.
Yeah, Fox News watchers. Out of 20 votes, well, my vote was for the history of devaluing.
Mine too. We were allegedly wrong.
Yeah,
we were wrong. Look at the drafts are based on talent. But I think you're right. I just think they don't have enough information to know about the collusion, what was going on there.
Yeah.
They're ignorant.
Ignorant. They're ignorant.
Okay to be ignorant. And then you got grade the Chicago Bears offseason moves.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Ryan Poles firing him. 75% have said they give it a B. And 25% give these offseason moves an A. And you want to fire a guy like that who's obviously found his way? He's got
he hasn't found his way. It's based on the head coach and staffing and the information that we brought in to secure this season.
He hired the head coach. The head coach wasn't hired by a trained monkey.
A trained monkey could have hired this head coach at $13 million a season.
All right. Go ahead, man. Conclude your final words, and we can close it out.
My final words. The NFL should be ashamed of themselves as far as what happened to Shedeur Sanders and the fact that they're covering up the exact reasons and the investigation that they found. Because come on, man, it's the Shield. Immediately once that the Shield was represented by these kids, and it was shown on the internet that they made this call. They immediately went and found out how the hell they got this number, and how the hell that they're embarrassing the NFL, and they just haven't divulged that information to the press, or nobody's asked the question, how the hell that they got this number. We're just gonna run with the story that he got it from his dad's iPad and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. But we know what the hell really happened. I believe that the father had to be in some sort of collusion with the kid to give him this information to get Shedeur's number when they're in two different damn cities at the time that the call was made. So, shame on the NFL.
I'd have fired his ass if you can't even court your kid, your 21-year-old kid. If you got that kind of institutional control and your kid don't respect you, okay, that's what I would tell him. You're fired.
Yeah. Well, they believe in him. They thought it was funny too.
And who does $100,000 go to? The league or to the team? The $100,000. All that money should be going to Shedeur Sanders so he can buy himself another gold chain.
I think it goes to NFL charities.
All of it should go to Shador, and he can wipe his ass with it if he wants to. He can come out there on his social media like, I should be looking at my playbook, but I'm doing shit like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or the Booger Sugar Fund in New York, but
yeah,
I don't know what they do with the fine money. Normally it goes to charities.
And shame on you, Ryan.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but yeah, that was collusion, man. I'm surprised the Bears played a part in that, but they did.
No, yeah, it was. Well, they probably ran a narrative that in our draft room that we have a quarterback, so we should have no interest in a quarterback. We got rid of Justin. We didn't want any competition in the quarterback room.
But yet they went and got Bilbo.
Yeah, there's no reason to waste a draft pick on a quarterback when we got our generational.
But you wasted it on Bilbo.
Place. Yeah, well, I mean, we got a generational pick in place. So,
okay.
Generational.
Nobody's even saying that anymore.
They're not? Why not? He's a
I tell you, who's generational.
And he's
Daniels, this is generational. From what I see. I know
he's generational, and he's our team captain on the offensive side of the ball. Allegedly.
All right. First captain in Bears history, and was almost the first quarterback to lose 11 straight games in the hallowed histories of Chicago Bears. So as we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that sports aren't just about the game. And we talk about practice. Not the game, but practice. They're about the narratives, the power shifts, and the human dynamics that unfold beyond the scoreboard. Whether it's John Elway's golf cart tragedy reminding us of life's unpredictability, or Shilo Sanders making a bold move that challenges family and leadership norms, destroys the copper-colored family, stops all of our dreams of representing ourselves and moving forward in this great nation called the United States. Okay? Making a bold move and challenging all these leadership norms, or the debate over the greatest NBA coaches in history. Each story invites us to examine influence, legacy, and decision-making in ways that extend far beyond the field and the cot room. These moments force us to question deeper issues. How do athletes balance personal agency with public expectation? What role does family truly play in professional decisions? Drew Rosenstein texted family. Okay. You can be a corporate family, corporations. Wait, family here. Shut up. You're not my family. What's wrong with you? All right. And when we talk about coaching greatness, are we measuring it by championships alone? I know, right? Yeah. Or by the long-term impact of the game itself. And of course, the tangled web of Spolitricks remind us that sports will always be intertwined with strategy, politics.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
Media narratives.
Greatest. Yeah.
Shaping not only careers, but perspectives.
Great genes. Phenomenal genes.
Yeah, if you're famous, you can just grab them. So, as we close out this episode, think about where you stand on these debates. What defines greatness?
Phenomenal genes.
What shapes influence? And how we interpret the twists and twines of sports culture. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, stay curious, stay engaged, and stay pushing these conversations forward. We appreciate all the support and the enthusiasm for this
God bless. Hey, butterfly.
If you have any more questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to either one of us, or you can drop comments, etc., etc. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, FGB. And until next time, Ace.
Definitely fire Ryan Poles and FGB to the highest level of F-ivity.
And bear down. Who was one of those Bear players? All the rookies are saying bear down. Do you think they're gonna? You know what I would do? All the rookies, if you guys are listening, you guys should.
They're listening.
I would get a a potato sack. Okay. And I'd potato sack Caleb Williams and the tight end.
Host and Love or
no,
the company plant.
I throw them both in a blindfold them, get them a potato sack, drag them out to Iowa in the middle of the farm somewhere, and I'd have soaked socks, and I'd beat the crap out of them, and I'd tie them up with twisty ties and leave them out there.
Get them straight.
Yeah. That's what they need. That's what the rookie should do. You know, so that this guy can start learning how to say bear down and not saying
okay.
Yeah, whatever he's saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we'll let y'all know what we got next week. Self-Love Show. We might be doing like a review. You know what I mean? Play some of the old clips and go for
Self-Love Show.
The Self-Love Show. You know, we pivoted. We're talking about consciousness, human consciousness out there.
People don't want to hear that. They want to talk about drugs and alcohol and getting
baby oil,
getting a Bentley or now all these damn car videos of these car salesmen keep coming across my damn phone. These guys are, we're making deals. We're selling Porsches and Lamborghinis and Uruses and who the fuck guys?
And we got a special offer for you, my friend.
So $300 a month for the next 360 months.
Yeah, but then when you sit down in there, no, we can't get you that special offer. You know what I mean?
You can give me $400 a month for the next 480 months?
Yeah. We can get you the same offer, but we suggest you go through our guys that can get you even a better offer. Wait a minute.
Yeah, sign right here.
Yes.
Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And we're going to throw in a free car wash.
Yeah. That's right. We've been in business a long time.
Integrity Auto.
That's right. What are you going to do?
Integrity's our middle name.
What are you gonna do? You gonna go buy your car from some Cinco de Mayo?
We don't know. We don't on Western Avenue. We don't know what's in there, right?
Yeah, what's going on? Is that what you're gonna do? Yeah. No, I'm gonna drive my car back home, bitch. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with you?
When I get some terms that are suitable to me purchasing in a car, that's when I'm gonna buy a car. But right now, and have a nice life, you son of a bitch. FGB.
Don't go anywhere. Let me go get my manager. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, we gotta figure this out before you leave.
Yeah. The manager. You're the guy that I just saw holding a sign in front of here, waving me in. Now you're intending to be the manager?
No, I know he told you $445 a month for 560 months.
We're firing his ass next week.
We're gonna knock that back down to $250 a month for 365 months.
And if he doesn't get this sale, he's gonna get fired. Do you think I give a fuck about that? You know what I mean? Well, you should. He's a black man. That's why we have him. We have our token. They walk up on you when you walk in.
Hey, what's up, brother? Shout out to all those in the automobile sales and
sitting on their ass, waiting on me to walk up to them. Sitting on their ass. The white boy, the Cinco de Mayo, everybody that ran up on me. The people from the shithole Azasaki countries or whatever, they run up on me and the brother's sitting there like, you know what I'm saying? You look like a goofy. You're potentially a cornball, and I got problems.
I'm trying to solve them today. Now, what are you going to do?
Which one of you guys are going to give me the best deal? You should be able to get the salesman to bid against themselves. I think I'm going to do that when I buy my next car. I want to talk to him.
Yeah, he's not going to get you the best deal. Well, who will?
Who will?
Me. Oh, let me talk to this other guy.
Let me talk to this other guy.
Let me see what he says. You going to give me the best deal? Okay. Yeah. And it start the bidding war.
That's what it should be. It should be that way. Everything should be an auction.
For sure.
All right. You find yourself sliding through the great city of Chicago.
Chi-town.
You might be on Lakeshore Drive. Like First Street Beach.
You're definitely not on the Kennedy. And traffic's horrible.
Yeah. You might get off on Roosevelt. Now you're headed west. Look nice around here. It's a lot better.
New squares.
Yeah, new squares. You better watch your back. Check your six.
Check your six, baby.
Check your blind spot. Guard your grill. Knuckle up. And don't forget to.
Oh, you forgot it?
Yeah, I don't know. That large. And don't forget to. And don't forget to bring your